Hey Lily, Christine Brennan with USA Today. Congratulations, great to see you making another Olympic team. And I'm curious, when you look at what happened tonight and think back a few years ago, how fickle or interesting your sport can be, right? Because of course you're thrilled, and I'm thinking of Lydia Jacoby, third. She wins the gold medal, and I know that was not your greatest day when you did not win the gold. And now she's third and is not in the event. Could you speak to that? Just how dramatic and maybe even gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching that it can be when you look at someone like Lydia, even though you're obviously having one of the fine performances of your career. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my heart just absolutely breaks for her, and that's what this meet is. It's I like to tell people that the key to this meet is don't get too high and don't get too low, and as emotionally invested as I am in Lydia, it's really, really hard to watch and kind of move forward from that. But on the flip side, what a performance from Emma Weber, and that's just kind of how this meet rolls. And it will make your career and break your career in a minute. So it's the hardest meet in the world. It's a lot harder than the Olympics, in my opinion. And yeah, I hope she can move forward from this, and I'm rooting for her always.
Hi Lily, Kyle Shahanian, breaststroke swimming. Congrats on making your third straight Olympic team.
Thank you.
It seems death, taxes, and Lilly King dominating the 100 breaststroke are the only certainties in life. I'm curious, what about your training specifically do you attribute the most to the consistency and sustained excellence we've seen from you, and not just the 100, but also the 200, which you have to prepare for later on?
Yeah, well, in terms of the consistency, I've been doing pretty much the same thing for 9 years. So that's one thing. The training has really not changed that much. At IU, we pride ourselves in the work that we put in at practice, and we may do a lot more yards than other programs, but we had 3 people make the team tonight, or we'll probably make the team in a couple days. So so it works, and we take pride in that, and I think that's what I definitely attribute to my success, and the consistency as well.
Lily, Pat Forty from Sports Illustrated. 3 different Olympic teams, 3 different sidekicks going with you in that event. Where does it come from for you to always kind of rise to the occasion in these, what you described as the hardest meet in the world?
Yeah, I was, after semis last night, I was going in very, very confident, and all day I was probably the most calm I've ever been before that final, and probably 30 minutes before we dove in, I was freaking out. It still affects me. The pressure is still there for this meet, but yeah, it's a crazy meet, obviously, and I think I had a really special moment tonight, and I think I basked in it a little bit more than I have in the past, just being here in Indy, and also with it being my last trials. So it was just a great night overall.
Hey Lily, this is Yan Lee from Swim Swim. In Tokyo, you were swimming the 100 breast alongside Lydia Jacoby, a first-time Olympian. This time around, you're going to be likely with Emma Weber, who's also going to be a first-time Olympian. Can you talk about really growing into that leader or mentor role in the 100 breasts for American women?
Yeah, honestly, I just want somebody to talk to in the ready room. So that's kind of that person I try to be. And if somebody wants to be serious, then that's not really how I roll anymore in the ready room. But yeah, I think it's always kind of cool to have a new sidekick and see how it works. Obviously, I feel like Lydia's kind of my comfort person at this point, but yeah, it was such an awesome swim for Emma, and I don't know her very well, but I'm excited to get to know her and have some good races.
Nicole Auerbach, The Athletic. Lily, you're talking about training the same events for 9 years, and as you said that, Ryan Murphy, Katie Ledecky, some of these other swimmers who've made a number of Olympics, like how do you continue to motivate yourself, continue to work on something, especially when it's a very specific stroke over and over such a long period of time?
Yeah, I think always for me, at this point in my career, I've done everything I've ever wanted to do. So at this point, it's just striving to be the best version of myself I can be. And that's kind of, I guess, where I was going for tonight. But tonight's really just like, don't mess up. when you really get down to it, it's don't mess up, swim a smart race, and see what happens. So yeah, it is quite monotonous, but you know, as swimmers, we spend most of our lives staring at a black line, so we get used to it.
That was actually part of the question I was going to ask Paul Newberry from Associated Press. First, who did you hug? I couldn't see it. Like you ran around to, was that your parents?
Yeah, my family.
That was the family?
Yeah.
I couldn't, it was hard for us to see there. Can I just ask you, obviously now that you're going to the Olympics again and with all this work, you've never been shy about expressing your opinions. Now that obviously when you're there, I'm sure a lot of us are all going to be coming to you for, you know, the Chinese and what's going on with all of that. Are you ready? I presume you're ready for that and you'll speak your mind bluntly and how you feel about things with that going forward.
Yeah, well, I've never not answered a question, so it'll be the same going forward.
Hi, Lily. Jenny Rentas from the New York Times. Just along those lines, you've been a prominent face in U.S. swimming for a long time. You've also, you know, spoken out on issues that matter to you, like clean sport. I guess, how do you sort of deal with the pressures that come from, you know, being a prominent figure in the sport and still be able to perform despite some of those potential pressures?
Yeah, I think, you know, in terms of speaking out about issues that may arise, it's very separate for me. It's that, like, that's not going to interfere with my swimming. You know, I'm very confident in my opinions on those and that they're not opinion, it's fact. So there's really never any crossover for me. But yeah, as far as the pressures of swimming fast, it's always going to be there. I feel like no different than it was, you know, in 2016. So yeah, I just kind of take that pressure and roll with it. There's not really anything you can do. It's always going to be there. So just like tonight, you know, third Olympic trials, 100 breast, I'm probably going to make it. I'm still freaking out. So that pressure is always going to be there, and it's just something we have to learn to deal with.
All right, Lane Higgins from the Wall Street Journal. This is swerving directions a little bit, but having been a part of an Olympics that was not in a pandemic and one that was, now that you're heading back into slightly more normal waters, I guess, what are you most looking forward to about Paris and the experience, and maybe something that you didn't get to take part in Tokyo?
Yeah, great question. I think everyone that was in Tokyo that wasn't a rookie in Tokyo will acknowledge that it was weird. And I feel like in Rio, I was such a newbie that I didn't really just embrace the experience. I was kind of like, okay, get ready to go, get ready to race, like do all these things. And I don't think I really took time to appreciate how special it was. So I think definitely that's something I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to having a crowd again. That's probably the thing I'm gonna embrace the most, I think.
Lily Dandelion from Swimming World. Obviously this is a hometown meet for you, but it's a hometown meet for a lot of people, mm-hmm. and everybody is performing. I mean, your teammates are performing, the Carmel swimmers are performing. What does it mean to you? We got first time Notre Dame male swimmer on the Olympic team. What does it mean to you to see your state show out like this in this stadium?
This is what we do. Obviously I have a rooting interest, but like, I'd go to high school state every year and see kids drop fastest time in the country every year, every single year. And I don't think it's something that is always acknowledged. You know, we think of, oh, California, Texas, like the big states, they're good at swimming, but we're not just good at basketball here, we're good at swimming too. So I think it's been really cool to see all the Indiana kids and the kids with Indiana ties, adults, sorry, not all of them are kids, but just all the swimmers that have any Indiana ties swimming fast here, because we're so used to swimming fast here. So it's been pretty easy, and the crowd's been making that happen too.
Nick Wolver, Olympic rings and other things. Congratulations. Realizing that you may still be processing that you're going to Paris, to what extent is LA on your radar? Are you in this to go all the way to the next games as well?
Nope. No, I will not be competing in LA. I'm going to watch and have fun.
Last question. Hey Lily, Henry Brachon from Yahoo Sports. I'm wondering if you could just compare and contrast like your mindset going into 2021 with your mindset now, and just like how you approach a race. Like, has that changed? And did 2021 specifically change you, like losing the streak? And
Yeah, yeah. My confidence took a major hit, and I'm still working to rebuild that now. To say I am at the confidence level I was in 2021 would be just a flat out lie. But yeah, that's been something that I have probably had to work the hardest on since 2021. Just kind of getting back to that whatever monster version of Lily walks out before the race. But yeah, I would say going into 2021, I pretty much felt invincible. Going into 2016, I pretty much felt invincible, and that was not necessarily the case tonight. So I think it's also just learning how to race with the heat a little bit. You know, tonight I could have taken it out a lot faster, but I've seen so many 100 breaststrokes that have gone wrong the last 15 meters. I didn't want to do that tonight. So I think just learning from those experiences and learning from a lot of bad races over the last 3 years kind of helped me get that win tonight, even though the time might not have been super fast.
Thank you, Lily.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.